every great journey starts with a single step. And for me, that step was deciding to learn English. I still remember the day I sat down, unsure of where to begin, but determined to change my life through this language. It wasn't easy. There were moments of doubts, fears, and frustrations, but that first step, no matter how small, was the most important one. Hi everyone, my name is Shalima and welcome back to my another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. So before beginning to this precious journey of mine, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you on this channel, and please like the video and share it with your friends, with your loved ones, and with the person who really need this. Alright, so in this today's video, I will talk to you through how I began learning English, the struggles I faced, and the tips that helped me take my first step. If you are just starting out, this might be exactly what you need to hear today. I remember the first day I heard English, and it was a sunny day, and my father brought home a small radio and he switched it on. A new voice filled our home and it spoke in a language I did not understand. It was English. The words were strange, change, but also beautiful. I felt curious. My father noticed my interest and he smiled and said, "This is English and it is very important language," he explained. "How many people around the world speak English?" He told me learning English would open many doors, and I felt excited. I wanted to learn more tips. To my first English class soon after, my parents enrolled me in an English class and I was nervous. But I also eager. My teacher was kind and her name was Mrs. Jasmine. She had a warm smile. She welcomed us all with open arms, and our first lesson was the alphabet. And Mrs. Jasmine showed us colorful pictures. Each picture had a letter. A is for apple, and she said, holding up a red apple, and we repeat after her. A is for apple, and we did this. For every letter, by the end of the class, I could recite the entire alphabet. And it was, really interesting. I felt proud. I would like to share the tip number 2, what I did. Learning new words. As day went by, we learned new words. Mrs. Jasmine used games and songs, and this made learning fun. And we learned words for animals, colors, and objects around us. And I loved learning new words. Every new word felt like a new friend. And one day Mrs. Jasmine brought a big book, and it was a picture dictionary. It had pictures and words for everything. And she showed us that book and how to use it. I spent hours looking at the pictures and learning new words. And my favorite word was butterfly, and it sounded so pretty, And here I would like to share the tip number 4, which is really important. Speaking English, learning words was fun, but speaking was a challenge. And I was shy. I was afraid of making mistakes. So Mrs. Jasmine noticed this. She encouraged us to speak, and she said, it is okay to make mistakes, guys. So mistakes help us learn, and we practice speaking in pairs. And my partner was Saima. She was also very shy. We helped each other and we took turns speaking simple sentences. My name is, I would say my name is, okay. So she would repeat slowly and she gained confidence. Okay, now here I would like to share the tip number 5, reading English books. One day Mrs. Jasmine gave us a surprise, and she brought a box which is full of books, and they were simple story books in English, and she said, reading will help you learn faster. and I picked a book with a brighter cover, and it was about a cat named Tom. Reading was hard at first, and I had to look up many words, but I did not give up the more. And I read the easier. It became, I started understanding the stories, reading book. Reading became my favorite activity, guys, and I would read a book every night before go to the bed. Guys, tip number 6, writing in English after reading the next step was writing. So Mrs. Jasmine gave us a notebook and she asked us to write simple sentences at the first. So I wrote about my family, and I wrote my mother is kind, and I wrote my father is strong. So writing helped me remember words and sentences. And Mrs. Jasmine checked our notebook and she corrected our mistakes. And she always wrote kind notes and like well done or good job. And this encouraged us to write more, and I started writing short stories. So they were simple but made me happy. Now I would like to share you the tip number 7. Watch English movies. One evening my father brought home a DVD and it was a movie in English. He said watching movies will help you learn. The movie was about a brave lion. At first I did not understand much, but the pictures helped me slowly, and I started, understanding more. Watching movies became a family activity, and we watched cartoons, fairy tales, and adventure stories. Listening to English being spoken helped me improve, and I started picking up the new words and phrases, and it was fun and educational. Alright, now tip number 8. Making friends with English speaker. My school had an exchange program, and I would like to share, like a student from English speaking country visited in our school and they started with us for a week, and I was excited, but also I was nervous because I wanted to make new friends, but I was worried about my English. My new friend was Emma and she was from England. So Emma was friendly but I patient, and we talk about our favorite things. She taught me new words and corrected my sentences. Spending time with Emma improved my speaking skills, and I realized speaking English could be fun. Now, I would like to share you one more incident, which is tip number 9, writing letters. Because we were writing our letters to each other, Emma and I decided to keep in touch and we wrote letters to each other. Writing letters was a great way to practice English, and I wrote about my daily life, school life, and friends. Emma wrote about her life in England, and receiving her letters made me happy, and each letter was a lesson, and I learned new words and phrases, and I also learned about life in other country. So writing to Emma improved my writing skills, and it also made me more confident in expressing myself. Okay, so writing is really important. Now here I would like to share one more incident, which I can say tip number 10, using English in everyday life. My parents encouraged me to use English at home, and we started using English words for common things. Please pass the salt. My mother would say good night, and I would reply this daily, and practice helped me become more fluent. So I also used English at the market. I greeted the shopkeeper in English. I asked for items in English. At first it felt strange, but soon it became natural, and using English in everyday life made a big difference. Now here I would like to share one more incident, tip number 11, joining an English club. Our school started an English club, and it was a place where we could, practice English, and we played games, watched movies, and had discussions. So I joined the club with my friends, and it was a great way to practice English outside the classroom. And guys, the club had many activities. We had spelling bees, storytelling sessions, and debates, and I love participating each activity, and it helped me to improve my English. And I also made new friends who shared my interest in learning. Okay, and I would like to share one more incident about my life, and I can say this is tip number 12: attending English camps during the summer. Our school organized an English camp. It was a week long camp, and we spoke only English during the camp, and it was challenging but also fun. And we had lessons in the morning and activities in the afternoon, and we went hiking, played sports and songs, all in English. The camp improved my English skills a lot, and it also made me more confident, and I realized I could speak English for a whole week, so without any problem. So tip number 13: using English on the internet. Guys, the internet became a new tool for learning English nowadays, and I discovered website for learning English, and there were games, quizzes and videos, and I spent time on these websites every day, and they made learning fun and interactive. So I also joined online forums, and I chatted with people from around the world, and we discussed about books, movies and hobbies, and this helped me practice my writing and reading skills, because the internet opened up a new world of learning, right? Now here I would like to share the tip number 14: reading newspapers and magazines. Guys, this brings a big difference in my life, because my father subscribed to an English newspaper, and it arrived every morning. At the first, I found it difficult to read the articles because they were long and had many new words, but I did not give up, because I started with the headlines and short articles. Reading the newspaper improved my vocabulary, and I learned about the world events and new topics. And my reading speed also improved soon, because I started reading English magazines too. So they had interesting articles and pictures. Okay, so reading a newspaper is a great thing. You can take this step. Okay, now tip number 15: listening to English music. Guys, English music become a new way to learn. I started listening to English song at the first, and I enjoyed the melody, but soon I began paying attention to the lyrics, and I looked up the words. I did not understand. Listening to music improved my listening skills, but I also learned new expressions and slang. Singing along with a song helped me with my pronunciation. Music made learning English enjoyable, guys. Okay, and I would like to share the tip number 16: attend English workshops, because our school organized English workshops. These were special classes with guest teachers, and they taught us new techniques for learning. So one workshop was about public speaking, and another was about creative writing, and workshop were interactive. We participated in activities and exercises, and they helped me improve specific skills, and I learned how to speak confidently in front of an audience. So I also learned how to write stories creatively. So the workshop was also gives me the benefits to improve my English. All right, so tip number 17 is practicing with English apps, because guys, I discovered mobile apps for learning English, and they had lessons, games and quizzes. So I downloaded a few of my phone. The apps were convenient, and I could practice anytime, anywhere. And one app helped me with vocabulary, another focused on grammar. So there was also an app for pronunciation. Using these apps every day improved my skills, and they were like having a personal tutor in my pocket. Okay, so if you wish, nowadays there are many apps. You can choose any app and you can go through it. Okay, now let's talk about the tip number 18, and this brings a lot difference in my life: watching English TV shows. I started watching English TV shows. They were fun and entertaining. I choose shows with simple language. My favorite was a show about a group of friends watching the show, and improved my listening skills. And I learned how people spoke in real life situation. I picked up common phrases and expressions watching TV shows, and also improved my pronunciation. And guys, I tried to mimic the way their characters spoke. And here I would like to share you one more tip. I can say this is the tip number 19. Speaking with tourists or town had many tourists. They spoke different languages including English, and I decided to practice with them. And I greeted them and offered to help. Most tourists were friendly and appreciated my efforts. Speaking with tourists was a real life practice, and it helped me use English in everyday situation. And I also learned about different cultures, and it was a great way to improve my speaking skills and confidence. So you can, if you are in a city where the tourists are there, so you can go and talk to them, so you can improve your English. Now tip number 20, writing a diary. So I started writing a diary in English every night, and I wrote about my day. I described what I did and how I felt and what I learned. Writing a diary helped me practice writing regularly, guys, and it also helped me reflect on my progress. And I could see how my English improved over a time. Writing about my thoughts and feelings improved my vocabulary and grammar, and it became a habit I enjoyed. And now, if you are somebody who likes writing, you can write a diary or journal. Now let's talk about the tip number 21, practicing in English contests. Our school held English contest, every school has. So there were essay writing, speech and spelling contest, and I decided to participate, and it was a way to challenge myself. And I prepared by practicing and studying. The contests were tough but rewarding. I did not always win, but I learned a lot. Practicing improved my skills and confidence, and it also motivated me to keep learning and improving. Right? So if you are in a school, if you are a beginner, if you are a student, so you can also participate in the contest. Now tip number 22, using English in a social media. I started using social media in English. I posted updates, shared articles and commented on posts. Social media was a great platform. Nowadays social media has become a very wide social media, right, platform to practice and writing and reading. I connect with the people to different countries, and I joined groups and pages about my interest, and we discussed about books, movies, hobbies, and this helped me improve my writing and reading skills too. So it also made learning easy, right? So this is also fun. So if you are someone who are using social media, because nowadays everybody is using social media, right? So you can go and comment on each post, so your writing skills will improve. Now guys, let me talk about the tip number 23, using English at work after school. So guys, I got a job and it required English skills. I was happy to use what I had learned. I communicated with clients and colleagues in English, and it was a great way to practice and improve, using English at work, and improved my professional skills. And I wrote emails, made presentations and attended meetings, and it also opened new opportunities for growth, and my English skills were an asset, right? So if you are somewhere, if you are a person who are working somewhere, so don't shy, speak with your colleagues in English. All right, so tip number 24, reading English literature. I started reading English literature, classic books, poems and plays. They were challenging but enriching. I started my simple books and gradually moved to more complex ones. Reading literature improved my vocabulary and comprehension. And I also learned about different writing styles. It gave me a deeper understanding of the language, and I enjoyed the stories and the beauty of the world. Okay, because I'm a literature student, I have masters in English literature, right? So I love literature. So now let's talk about the tip number 25, practicing English with friends. So I made friends who were also learning English, and we practiced together. We had a conversation on reading books and watched movies, and practicing with friends was a fun and motivating. With we helped each other with grammar and vocabulary. We also shared tips and resources. Learning with friends made the journey enjoyable, guys, and it was a great way to improve and support each other. All right, so if you are somebody who is having a friends and who wants to speak in English, you can talk to your friends in English only. So now let's talk about the tip number 26, learning from your mistakes. Throughout my journey, guys, I made mistakes. I mispronounced words, used wrong grammar and misunderstood meanings, but I learned from every mistake. They were part of the learning process. My teachers and my friends encouraged me, they corrected my mistakes, and kindly I realized making mistakes was okay, and it was a way to learn and improve. Each mistakes made me better. Okay, so if you are somebody who is making mistakes and you are afraid to speak in English, don't worry about that, guys. Now let's talk about the tip number 27, celebrating achievements. Every milestone was a reason to celebrate learning. The alphabet, reading a book, writing a story, passing an exam, each achievement was a step forward. I celebrated with my family and friends, and celebrating achievements motivated me to keep going it and reminded me of how far I had came, right? It also gave me confidence to set new goals. Learning English was a journey of progress and celebration, because this is not our mother tongue, right? So we are learning a second language. Now let's talk about the tip number 28, teaching others. I started teaching English to others. I helped younger students and friends. Teaching was a great way to reinforce my knowledge, and it also gave me joy to help others learn, and I realized teaching required patience and creativity. I used games, stories and songs. I saw my students improve it, and it was rewarding to see them and learn and grow. Teaching made me better learner, guys. If you are somebody who is a teacher, you have a better opportunity to improve yourself, to improve your students. Now let's talk about the tip number 29, exploring English cultures, learning and language, and also about learning the culture. So I explored English culture through books, movies and music. I learned about traditional festivals and history. Understanding the culture gave me a deeper appreciation of the language, and it also made learning more interesting. I enjoyed discovering new aspects of English culture. Now let's talk about the very most part of my life. I can say tip number 30, using English in travel. I traveled to other countries because I joined Indigo Airline as an air hostess, or you can say as in cabin crew, right? So where English was spoken, and it was a great way to practice. Now I navigated airports, hotels and restaurants. I met people from different backgrounds. Traveling improved my communication skills, and it also gave me confidence, and I realized I could use English anywhere in the world, and it was a valuable skill for travel and exploration. Now tip number 31 is reflecting on my journey. Looking back, my journey to learn English was filled with challenge and rewards, and it required efforts and patience and persistence, but it was also enjoyable and fulfilling. And I realized learning a language is a lifelong journey. There is always something new to learn, and I was proud of my progress and excited about the future of my journey. To learn English was a story of growth and discovery. All right, guys, and if I talk about the tip number 32, inspiring others. I shared my story with others. I wanted to inspire them. Learning a language is possible for everyone. It requires dedication and practice, but it is also so fun and rewarding. I encouraged others to start their journey, to take small steps every day, to enjoy the process and celebrate achievements. Learning English opened many doors for me, and it can do the same for others. And embracing lifelong journey, guys. I embraced lifelong learning journey, and it was just one part of it, and I wanted to keep learning and growing to explore new language skills. And knowledge, lifelong learning is a mindset. It is about being curious and open it, and it is about enjoying the journey of discovery. Learning English was the beginning. So there was so much more to explore. Okay, now here I would like to share a tip number 34. My message to you. Okay, my message is to you. If you are learning English, keep going it. It is a journey worth taking. Start with the small steps. Use simple words and short sentences. Practice every day. Enjoy the process. Celebrate your achievements. Remember, mistakes are the part of learning. Learn from them. Use every opportunity to practice. Read, write, speak, and listen. Surround yourself with English. Use it in every day. Stay motivated and focused. So set new goals and work towards them. Keep learning and growing. English will open many doors for you, and it will connect you with people around the world, and it will give you new opportunity. So it is a journey of growth and discovery. And guys, enjoy every step of it. Building vocabulary is very, very important for speaking English. When you know more words, you can talk about more things. Start by learning words that you use every day. For example, learn the name of things in your house, like table, chair, or door. Use the words in your sentences. So guys, you can take out the 10 minutes every day. Once you achieve a small goal, set a new one that is a bit more challenging. For example, after learning 10 new words a week, try to use those words in a conversation. Setting and achieving these goals will keep you motivated and help you see your progress over a time. And remember to be patient with yourself. Learning to speak English well takes time, but with consistent practice and realistic goals, and you will improve. You can use these tips and techniques to improve your spoken English every day, and practice regularly. Be patient and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Okay, the more you speak, listen, and learn, the better you will become at speaking English, whether you are just starting or have been learning for a while. Okay, so these strategies will help you to reach your goal of speaking English fluently and confidently. So guys, I think you like my video, you like my journey. If you like my video, please give thumbs up, and don't forget to share this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel for new videos. So thanks for watching. Bye bye, take care.